Welcome, my fellow Savics, to our 1.5k QnA. Woo! Now, as I'm currently looking at my channel on my delightful piece of shit phone, I see that we have over 1.6k. Jesus Christ. Yeah, still didn't expect to get this far. I don't know what to say, honestly. It's just so nice to see people support me like this. And I can't wait to say welcome to more newcomers along the way. And before we start, I just want to humbly apologize for my computer fan. If I could turn it off, I would, but I can't. And I still don't understand how it's struggling with one tab open. But you know what? I gotta work with what I got. And what I got is a shitty computer. But, whatever. On to the first question. Our first question is, hey, what is your favorite genre of music and why? If I'm gonna be honest, I don't really have a favorite genre of music. I prefer to go by, well, singular songs and possibly albums. But I have to say, I'm pretty sure my favorite genre of music would, by default, be electronic or rave music. The beepin' and the boopin' and the boppin' just really scratch my brain a lot. But ultimately, I can listen to any music, except for country. Country is dead to me, and I will never, ever listen to that entirety of a genre. I have a couple exceptions, which is Bo Burnham's country song, Before He Cheats by Carrie Underwood, and I think Tongues and Teeth by Crane Wives counts as a country song. I'm just going to put that under the safety belt because I honestly do not know. Next question is, what is my favorite anime? Currently, I do not... Well, no, that's a lie. I do have a favorite one, but it is nothing that is currently running. My two favorites are Blue Exorcist, specifically the first season. The second season was also well done. However, the first season is one that I will rewatch again and again and again. And I say season, I mean series. Not only is the art style of it magnificently done, and the wonderful collaboration of 3D animation and 2D is just chef's kiss. It is done very well. You can tell what is 3D animated, but you can't tell when the 3D stops and when the 2D starts, and I think that's really cool. Also, the plotline of it is really well done. If you do not know, Blue Exorcist is about these two kids who were adopted by a priest who are the sons of Satan. And one of them gains more of Satan's powers, and throughout that he says that he wants to beat Satan's ass and become an exorcist. And ergo, Blue Exorcist. And I think it's a wonderful series of not only coming of age, but having to deal with a lot of parental issues. And it's one of those not annoying animes that's about high school, but it makes it interesting. Because one of my pet peeves is having a high school anime, which is just like everyday shit. I cannot stand it. Some of them are really well done, like my other favorite, Sakura Trick, which is a very short series that I haven't found anywhere except for YouTube, which has to deal with, which is a lesbian anime, which... It's also very short. It is about these two friends who worry that their friendship is, like, dwindling down, so they're like, oh, what if we made that gay? But they didn't know that they were gay. Like, they thought, oh, this is just what friends do. Yeah, friends just casually kiss and make out. This is what they do. And then they figure out, oh, these are gay feelings. Shit, how do we work through that? Very realistic things. And I think it is very well done. And it is one of those rare animes that, lesbian animes, that doesn't have to deal with incest or problematic, situations, and it's just very well done. I can go on a tangent about both of these animes. I already have, but highly recommend. Anyways, what's your favorite part of making these, and how does it feel to make the jump from romantic/spicy to outright adult performances? Well, to answer the first part, my favorite part of making these, surprisingly, I don't have a favorite part. I enjoy every single bit of it. I love doing the recording. I love hearing my bloopers because sometimes it's just too damn funny what I say and, what doesn't make the cut. I enjoy writing the scripts for them because even though I make a lot of improv, I do have a lot of ones where I will sit down and I will just write the script and I will go like hardcore writing for hours on so many different scripts, and I won't even realize because I'm enjoying it. The editing, I enjoy how much serotonin gives me to make the audio just sounds the best that it can be. The only part I really hate about it is waiting for it to load onto my Chromebook to like fully download and save, and then posting it up on YouTube because it will take hours because of how shitty my computer is. That's really the only part I hate. I don't have a favorite part. And related to how do I feel about making the jump from romantic to outright adult performances, honestly, like, it doesn't... I wouldn't say it doesn't affect me, because it does. In a weird way. It doesn't affect me in a negative way. It kind of gives me a boost of, not serotonin, but, like, confidence, I guess? Because, like, I will admit that when I was younger, I was the annoying kid who would, like, make the fake moan sounds when people were like, dude, I'm trying to talk to my mom. Because I thought it was funny as shit. But I knew that my moans sounded atrocious. And I've been told that by a lot of people. So, like, kind of going out there and just giving it my best shot and having people, like, say, nah, they're cute or something like that. And I know they don't mean that in a romantic way, and I process that. But just hearing that kind of feedback, it kind of makes me feel less self-conscious about myself. And it gives me a boost of confidence. And I don't know why. It's a very strange thing to get confident about. But, like, you know, it's... having that feedback and being someone telling, like, no, that sounds alright. What are you talking about? It makes me happy. So, the jump making that transition, honestly, it didn't affect me that much. But it makes me a little happier knowing people can actually look at this and say, yeah, that's hot. Will I ever do a face reveal? No. Maybe. Who knows? What made me want to do ASMR, or specifically the Succubus series? Well, to be honest, when I, quote, started doing ASMR, I wasn't even realizing I wanted to get into it. I was just writing these scripts for fun, because they were just clogging up in my brain, and I'm like, hey, let me write this down, because this sounds really cool, tippity-tappity-tap. And it was also during this time where I was a senior in high school, and I was just kind of, you know, in the drama class, being a theater kid, because, you know, what the fuck else am I supposed to do? And after a while, I got a lot of people telling me how great my acting is, and how I can alter my voice, and they told me I sounded really nice. That, paired with a couple of my friends telling me that I'm a very comforting person, kind of just absorbed both into my head, and I'm like, maybe I could do ASMR for a living. And then I saw how many people do this on the internet, because at first I thought, no, that's weird, nobody does that, and then all of a sudden, more and more shit got on my recommended of, like, how many people do this, and I'm like, wow, people really enjoy this. I can make so many people happy with this, and I get to do something I love. So, really, I did this because I may not be doing my full dream of wanting to be a voice actor, or doing voiceovers for cartoons or whatever, or just silly little things. But this gets me there where I can be really happy, because not only am I in control of it, but no, that's just it. I'm in control of it, and nobody gets to tell me what I can and can't do but me. I get to know my limits, I get to mess around with that, and I make people happy to see it, not to see it, but to hear it as a result. And that's really all the checkpoints of my dream. I get to voice act, I get to be in control, I get to make people happy. Boom! Done and done. What is my favorite bone in the human body? My favorite bone is the femur, and no, I will not elaborate. What's my favorite periodic element? It's cobalt. It changes colors, it's really pretty, and it's just fun to say. Cobalt. 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 What's my favorite video game? Alright, for this question, I have way too many, and if I were to go on a tangent on all of them, we would be here for hours. So I'm just going to pick one of them to go on a tangent on, and that one is Alice Madness Returns. I swear to God, that game doesn't get talked about enough. It is a completely underrated game. Yes, I am a little bit upset that we don't get a third game, but I understand that, shit happens. But the art style is amazing, especially for what it was during the Xbox 360 times. The gameplay of it just keeps you on your toes constantly. Every new level, you get a different dress, you get more memories to unlock. You're finding out the past of Alice Little, trying to explore the mysteries of a fire that happened to your home, killing everyone except for you, and every time that's mentioned, she goes a little bit more mad. It is a delightful twist on the Alice world, and I think it fits itself perfectly, especially from American McGee's view. American McGee also made, American McGee Alice, which was the first game which was released before the Xbox 360. It was the console before that. I don't remember if it was just called Xbox or something else. But again, the sequel was made so well. If you look at the two games comparatively, you can tell how wonderful the graphics got between the two. And I know this is a weird, macabre thing to look at, but the blood splatters are just... oh my god. And even though the controls can be a little bit funky in certain parts, it controls like a dream. It runs beautifully. If you play it on an Xbox, it will look great, but you play it on a fucking PC, and I did this once, and it just looks thousands of times better. The shadows are just so beautiful. The lighting, I could go on and on and on. This is one of my comfort games. I don't play it as often as I should, but I swear to God, everything about it, the puzzles, the storyline, the character design is just so wonderful, so wonderfully malicious, and there will be times where you look at this and like, God, I fucking hate this level, but you look back on it and you're like, but that was really well done. I hate doing it, but God, it was well done. Alright, and on to the last set of questions. If I have one, who's my favorite person to make audios, or who or what inspired to make these audio roleplays? Now, I said in previous questions that, yes, I did discover more people who did these roleplays, and the biggest inspirations were the first two that I found. The first one is Delightful Dork Audios. I love her work. Her stories that she makes could actually happen. She doesn't only make romantic ones. She makes friend-related ones and mental health, awareness ones. And a lot of stuff for so many different situations. And her voice is just so sweet and soothing, and I totally recommend her. She was a wonderful inspiration to do, more domestic audios, ones that could happen, I say, as I've made, majority of fantasy ones. But, yeah, she's wonderful. The other one is Fanger, which is on the complete opposite of the spectrum. A lot of them are more fantasy related. A lot of them are yandere. There are some fantasy beasts out there, and there are some domestic ones too. Fanger has managed to wrap my head around going out there, making things big, kind of crazy, but also fluffier as well. Both of them combined kind of inspired me to make the spectrum of what I want to have my videos to be. And I totally recommend both of them. I will put their channel links in the description below, because those two are wonderful ASMRists. Is that what I would say? I think so. They're wonderful ASMRists. I totally recommend them, subscribing to them, all of that good shit, because wonderful people. I'm sorry, I've sung their praises so much. That was the last of the questions. I thank you for listening, for my multiple tangents that I went on. As always, thank you for listening, my fellow Sapphics, and have a wonderful day. Also, stay hydrated. I swear to God, stay hydrated.